Hello and happy Tuesday. This is Drew, your Floify support manager. Today, I'll be showing everyone a quick tips and tricks demo of the new option to upload a Mismo 3.4 file to Floify. We're making today's webinar short and sweet as it's the week before a long holiday weekend, and I'm sure you all have some things you'd like to get done before the extra day off. If you've been using Floify, oh, by the way, here's me, there's my photo. If you've been using Floify at all in the past, chances are you're aware that you can download applications out of Floify and upload them to another system, such as an LOS. However, due to popular demand, our product and development teams made it so that teams can now import application files to Floify. All right, now just a few little housekeeping tips before we get started. If you do have any questions as we're going through the webinar today, feel free to type those into the chat. I do have some teammates that are sitting by to answer any questions that you have. So feel free to type those into the chat box. And then also, if you have any additional requests for future tips and tricks webinars, we'd love to hear those as well. Feel free to pass those along through chat as well. And then, of course, at the end, if you have any additional questions, you can always reach out to us at support@floify.com, and we'll be happy to address those questions there. All right, now a big reason as to why the Mismo 3.4 import feature was recently built out was with the help of you, our customers. You may already know how to request a new feature, but for those who don't, I want to let you know that you can always go to ideas.floify.com to request a new feature or upvote any other requests that our customers have given. And if you can't remember the subdomain ideas.floify.com, you can go right to the bottom of your Floify portal and click on the Request a Feature button. This will take you directly to the website, and there you can enter your requests and put any upvotes right in there. All right, now at ideas.floify.com, you can submit ideas and feature requests that you think would benefit other Floify users. You can upvote existing requests to push a request up on the priority list. And it's not like your questions won't get seen. Our product team gets a notification every time a request or an upvote comes in, so they see every single request that comes through this page. All right, and then again, you can find the link right at the bottom of your portal anytime you need to access our feature request page. All right, if you look at the request for importing what was the Fannie Mae file at the time, it's now the Mismo 3.4, you can see that this received 35 votes, which was the highest number of votes, so it helped to push this up on the priority list. You can also keep tabs on what's under review, what's being planned, and what new requests have been completed. Okay, now getting back on track here. Today's topics of discussion we are going to cover are: why would I or anyone need to import the Mismo 3.4 XML file to Floify? 2, how to import the XML file to Floify. And with this, I'll show you how to adjust your settings to accommodate this. And then lastly, we'll go ahead and cover how or where to upload the file. So why would we need to upload an XML file to Floify? Well, there's a couple of different reasons that I can think of. The first potential reason would be if you already have an existing application in your LOS system, and now you want to upload that application to Floify for easy viewing, or perhaps you need your borrowers to finish entering some important details, and you don't want them to have to use multiple systems, you can put it right into Floify. Another reason is if you were previously using another POS, you can easily move that application into Floify. And thirdly, one of the most popular use cases is if you have an existing borrower in Floify and now you're doing a new loan for them, whether that be a refinance or an additional purchase or something like that, you can import their previous application to Floify. Now they don't have to go through an entire application again. They can just simply update those changes necessary. So for instance, if they are making a higher salary now, they can go ahead and update that right into the application rather than wasting time going through a full application once again. All right, now that we've covered the reasons why we may need to upload a Mismo 3.4 file, let's get into the nuts and bolts of how to make this happen. All right, so how do I upload a Mismo 3.4 file to Floify? Okay, now this is largely set in the company level settings from the company dashboard. From here, you can choose to enable this for all of the teams under that company, or you can give teams the option to enable this themselves. If a company admin does choose to allow teams to enable this themselves, you will also need to turn this on from the team settings. To begin in the settings, a company admin will first need to go to the Floify company dashboard. From there, they can go to company settings, then apply now settings, and then finally to import Mismo 3.4 files. Let's take a live look into the company settings. Okay, now if you're currently logged into your loan pipeline, go ahead and click on your team name in the top right corner. When you hover your mouse over it, it'll say change team. And if you're a company admin, you'll see the option to switch into your company dashboard here. All right, now once you're on your company dashboard, go ahead and click company settings at the top. And this one is going to fall under the apply now setting, so go ahead and choose that option. Now once in your apply now settings, go ahead and scroll to the very bottom. And we have the option to import Mismo 3.4 files. That's the one we want to select here. So go ahead and click Edit Import Mismo 3.4 files. And you're going to see a pop-up that says Apply Now Settings. Here you'll have the option where it says LO teams can import Mismo 3.4 files to Floify. And you can choose if you want to enable this for all teams so it's automatically turned on for every team, or you can allow LO teams to enable this feature individually, which is going to let each LO team turn this on at their discretion. All right, in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and enable for all LO teams and save. If you choose to allow LO teams to enable this option on their own, you may need to enable this in their team settings per team. You can find this option by going to Settings, Apply Now, and then to import Mismo 3.4 files. Now let's take a look into the team settings. Okay, now once you're done with your company settings, let's go back home. And we're going to go back into our team here. So I'm going to go ahead and select Eric here. All right, now I'm back to my pipeline. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my team settings and choose if I want to enable this for my team or not. So I'm going to go into Settings, and I'm going to go to Apply Now. Now, if this is enabled for all teams, you're not going to see a change here. You're still going to see the same Apply Now application settings at the bottom. However, if you do choose to allow LO teams to enable this feature individually, what you're going to see if I just do a quick refresh is you're now going to see the option at the bottom here to import the Mismo 3.4 files. Okay, now if you want to turn this on from the team level, you can go ahead and make sure the checkbox is marked there to import your Mismo 3.4 files to Floify. Now that you know how to adjust your settings to enable the Mismo 3.4 import, let's dive into how we can now upload our files. All right, now let's see this in action. So if there's two places we can upload the Mismo 3.4 file, one place is going to be in your prospects, and the other place is going to be in the Start New Loan Flow. So let's begin by taking a look in the prospects here. All right, now how you can upload the Mismo 3.4 file is you can go ahead and click Add New Prospect here. Now you can plug in the email, first name, last name if you choose to, but if you have the file, no need to do that. You can go ahead and browse. And I have my file saved here in my documents, so let me go ahead and select it. Now you're going to notice that the email address, the application, the name, last name are automatically going to fill in. You can save your prospect and they're going to be added to your prospects page just like this. Now, if you need to, you can go ahead and hop into that loan application. Notice how all of that information automatically populates in here. You can make any changes that you need to, or when you're ready, you can go ahead and send the email out to your borrower so they can go through that application themselves, make any edits that may be necessary, and then continue on with submitting the application. All right, now the second place that you can upload a MISMO 3.4 file is going to be from the Start New Loan Flow button. Now in this case, this is when you have a completed application and you don't need your borrower to fill out any further information. You just want to start collecting documents at this point. Now to do that, same thing right here, it's going to be the first option that you see. Import ULAD MISMO 3.4 XML file. Go ahead and browse, attach your application here. All right, the loan flow name is the only thing that won't get filled in, so you can name this something like application, and then whether it's a purchase or refinance, you can always plug that in right here. All right, the rest of it looks good. If needed, you can go ahead and add the documents that you need and start new loan flow. Now, as usual, the initial needs list email is going to get sent out to your borrower. They can go ahead and log in and continue working on their loan flow. All right, now notice if we go into the Docs Ode, this is where the application is going to show. If I click on the eyeball to view it, you'll notice a lot of that information did get filled out again. Now from here, from the Docs Ode, your borrower can also make edits to this application. So if there's any edits, now one of the workflows, remember that we talked about, is let's say that you had a previous loan flow with the borrower and now they're working on another loan and you don't necessarily want them to fill out a full application. Instead, they could just make the necessary changes that they need to. So they can go ahead and scroll through, maybe update the changes or any updates that are needed, and then they can submit that through to you again. All right, you also have the ability of editing when it's in the Docs Ode. All right, as I mentioned earlier, today's webinar is short and sweet. That's all for today. I do want to say thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please send those into support@floify.com. And we look forward to seeing you next month. Have a great day.